Welcome back, ladies and gents. It is time for Train, the third map here to decide who will go forwards and play against Fnatic in the winner brackets here to try to claim that spot in Wembley for the ECS finals in just a month's time. And we have Janko here, so we're going to use him. Janko is Train between Mousesports and FaZe. Give us the lowdown.
Well, as we saw recently, Mousesports playing Train, their T side looked much better. They did have some preset executes on it. They seem to like to go outside early on with some fast pushes, rushes even, and then after that they have a couple of fakes towards the A and B bomb sites. They will actually fake B before actually going B, right? Because maybe the other team expects them to go B after going a couple of times, then they use that to their advantage, but just faking it, provoking a reaction from the CTs and then utilizing that to their own advantage. So they did look better on Train than they did before. As it comes for FaZe, this is a map that even in other iterations of this team, they always used to play it with mixed success. Mostly it's been a good map for them, but it depends on the performance on their individual players more than anything else. I don't think they will be as structured as Mouse is on their T side, so it has to come down to them either making some openings on the T side, depending on what side they start on, or having a really strong CT side, so that they're not required to actually get that many rounds on their T side.
James, what about you? Why do you feel this is won or lost?
I think this is won or lost by Anarchy on the A bomb site with smokes and flashes and variants. And I think I decided to take this map, and I have no idea who's going to win.
Okay.
When in doubt, go for NiKo.
When in doubt, go for NiKo. It worked for you last time, so maybe it'll work for you here as well. It's time for the pistol round. FaZe and Mousesports kicking things off. FaZe starting off on that CT side, and Mousesports on the terrorist side. The bomb is on Ali, James.
It is indeed, with 3 players in tow. Range is what Fox has. Now, what is the... Okay, got some shenanigans from Mousesports. They jumped over to the other side. Got the Super Mario Brothers going on. Fox being very patient indeed. And they'll jump back. So, I wonder if the plan was to show the bomb towards Ivy by Mousesports, which would explain the jumping. I feel like they did this last time we saw them go do Train as well. It's almost like, I don't know if it's like a double fake or who knows. But actually, we didn't mention how bizarre the first pistol round was on the previous map, because I do not understand at all what was going on there. But Mousesports now, I guess they wanted an engagement going back towards Ivy, but they didn't get one. You can see aizy can hear them running as well, so I don't know if they realise that you can hear them from that position that aizy is currently holding. But I mean, FaZe are playing pretty static. We're not seeing a rotation. Obviously, with the sound that aizy could hear, they could go towards main, but it is indeed going to be towards the
Yeah, it's going to be an HE thrown in by Keo. Oh, that did quite some damage. Over 100 damage on that one, I believe. And that's a great HE to kick things off here for the defense, or the retake for FaZe. In the B bomb side, we've got Joakim going up closely. He's got teammates around him as well. He just goes to pop off those shots, able to find a headshot there, but chrisJ answers back with 2. So it's actually going fairly evenly here, although things were not in that way. As he said, FaZe first, down from atop the ladder. And that is the Mousesports pistol round 1. And now it's time for the SMGs. Oh, NiKo's going to have an AK, James.
He should, Dan.
There's a UMP on the team, but NiKo has the AK.
Wow, what is this?
This is new meta, new Mousesports meta.
This is new meta. NiKo has an AK. We'll see what he can do with it. I mean, this is one of the more dangerous maps for ecos, I think, or force buys from the CTs, because there are just so many corners. Those nades could do a lot more than they did. NiKo ready for the challenge. 2 frags in so far. Rain goes down as well. Easy for NiKo. Give him an AK, he will frag.
Yeah, very easy 3 frags, and now it's time to find the last 2. Where will they be emerging from? And when you've killed 3, it's just so easy to get into a bomb site. So Mousesports just going to be able to lock this one down and take some freedom. But that's also where some of the danger is, because if you feel too free, you might just run into that pistol close range somewhere. So you have to be careful. Bomb will be planted finally, and they don't have to frag these last two players. They just absolutely don't have to go for it if they don't want to. You don't need to get these kills. NiKo, however, will. He's going to get himself the 4th one. And the last one is by Popdog, and it has... Well, I was going to say it had Spitty's name written on it, but apparently not. jkaem picks up the kill. He's going to steal away the the UMP, actually, no less. And that's really nice because going into the next round, jkaem can drop his CZ and play that UMP pretty effectively. And he becomes dangerous now. And they're going to go for the challenge here. They might just lose another player. They won't in the end, but definitely felt a little bit risky. But 2-0 for Mousesports, and they'll be against the full eco.
Alrighty. What can FaZe do in this scenario? Presumably not much that. Over to you. Already, I wouldn't do that to you. I will take this eco round and I will roll with it, Dan. I'm all over this. Do you remember those pigeons, those birds, those whatever they are?
They're still there, I think.
They are there. I just saw them. Yeah. See, they're up there. Look. When this map first came out and you could stand on them
Yeah.
and get boosted, that was
Into the skybox.
that was amazing, man. They launched you into the birds. They literally launched you into the birds, Dan. That's what they did.
You would be in the skybox.
Or you technically launch yourself into the birds, onto the birds. Little boost. It's close enough. So, what do we even say about this? People are being shot. And they are dying. They're running out of health. And they're going down.
Well, it's a good anti-eco round played out by Mousesports, just going for that fast speed take. There's not much to go wrong in this situation usually, but you know, this time around they'll seemingly lose Denis, going quite aggressive there, and he'll be losing that MP7. It'll be picked up just momentarily by kioShiMa, although then dropped again. Ooh, think found by jkaem. NiKo hopefully not repeating that. NiKo does like to frag, but this time he will not get that 3rd one, and he will continue though to build his score on quick frags already, but many of them against ecos. In fact, 5 of them
8-0
eco frags
rounds.
actually.
Yeah,
I think
many eco frags to be had. God love those people.
Or 6.
When you solo queue and pugs, and it's like, guys, catch up, man. You're not getting the kills, and it's like all your kills are ecos, mate. All your kills are impactless. Or saving a gun. NiKo, though, he is definitely a man with many impactful frags, as we have seen. He is the human highlight reel, but not on this occasion. 2 for jkaem and Monster. jkaem and Rain. Rain the Monster. And here we go. We have smokes, we have corners, we have variants in the A bomb site. And next gets 2, more attrition. Savagery in both directions, leaving Spitty alone. They know where he is. He knows where 1 is. Looking for the flank now. A bit early for that, maybe. But you never know where the other person's going to be on train. And the longer he waits, the worse it may become.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, he can just sit there for a while if he wants. But the problem is that I believe the CTs have the underbomb, and Spitty should know that, which means that it's fairly unlikely. It would be a mistake for FaZe to actually, you know, move around to look for Spitty. At this point, even if they don't have an eye onto the bomb, they know that they have the ability to check it, and it's getting to a point where they realize that Spitty likely is just going to have to try to go for the plant onto the A bomb site because he's waited so long without picking up the bomb. And so upon hearing the sound of him trying to plant, that's when they can move. And so Spitty's now trying to clear the immediate area, as he does know that there has to be a player near here. And he's going to find him, but he won't be able to take the frag there. So very patient play from FaZe, the discipline coming in, you know, playing some good CS there. It was good not to see some ridiculous peaks. To, then essentially throw the round away.
Discipline.
Although that's the thing, like maybe they wouldn't have thrown the round away, maybe they would have won it, but one guy would have died. It would still be the wrong play, even if 2 of them would have survived. But they played it right. So the 1-3 for FaZe now as they pick up 1, but another buy for Mousesports.
Mouse moving quickly into a Max 7. aizy with 2 kills there. That is meat shots. Those are meat shots. But all of a sudden, Mousesports have the advantage. Now, chrisJ will be looking down these channels with the AWP while his team try to move forwards. They still have control of the bomb. Is Fox willing to push through the smoke? You won't need to take down next. chrisJ coming out, going to get dinked down to 19 HP, but the bullets run out for Fox, so does the time. kioShiMa now versus 2. Both players tagged, and I don't think Mousesports have any idea where he is. So again, the round will slow down almost to a complete halt while everybody looks for everyone else.
Yeah, indeed. It's going to be kioShiMa there on 47 HP by the bomb train. I don't know that he knows where the bomb is, so it's a pretty awful situation for Kio here. He has to get quite lucky in moving around. And I think there's no denying that fact that Kio needs a little bit of Lady Luck's help on this one. But he's going to go for the investigation now, kind of gambling that the T's would have made their way through to the B-bomb side. That's not, of course, the case. The T's, this is the thing, right? If you just sit as the T's, just hold your positions, and you wait enough time, there gets to a spot where Kio's like, okay, there's 2 options. Either they just wait and they go A, or they've gone all the way to B. Because the timing of which the T's are going to plant the bomb is always going to be the same, whether it be A or B in that scenario. Kio can't really know. He's got to gamble on one, and he went for the B play, but they just kind of bluffed him there, and now he has to go down Pop Dog. So let's see if he can get something done here. He has an AK there if he wants it. He can stick to the M4, not make any noise initially, although now they've heard the steps and they could just sidestep one player and kill him. And there it is. Spitty will take a full abuse of the sound cues, and just an unfortunate situation for Kio. I don't think he can really do much there.
Yeah, on a map like Train, on a map like Train, what maps are they like Train? On Train, that situation sucks. So Mousesports off to a good T half so far. FaZe on NiKo with 2k in the bank. Spitty presumably just getting rid of one grenade to buy a different type. You will want the one flash, the HE, the smoke, and the Molotov. We see some aggression from FaZe over towards Long, spotted by Spitty. How will the remainder of the T's react while he's aiming for the ones that the monster rain was close? But he has been taken down.
Spitty, I think, almost shooting chrisJ there. So this is a good expectation here from Mousesports. You know that seeing that there could very well be aggression being proved correct and doing damage. Easily trying to rattle off some deagle shots. Not getting anything done right now. And look at this formation held here. It's like they're playing Left 4 Dead. Just everyone holding back to back, trying to not get shot by zombies. And the horde is slowly being eliminated. Ooh. It's like chrisJ got caught by the hunter, and he will die. Just aizy left with that deagle. And what can he do here, James? There's not really much for him to do.
Well, somewhere chrisJ has dropped a weapon. So if they know where that is, then they can try and locate that weapon and see if there's something to be saved here. Other than that, he can try and guesstimate where the bomb is going and try to get there first. 30 seconds left on the clock, and Mousesports will go for the default plants. And they know where aizy isn't, but they don't know where he is. And now all is known.
It's funny that they smoke him off there as well. I don't know if that's really necessary. They can just kill him.
The interesting thing is, really, actually, in fairness, I don't think it's really worth any risks in a 4 versus 1, because I was going to say they could go for the side plants to make the bomb more exposed, but really 4 versus 1, you shouldn't need to do that.
Yeah, as long as you're just facing the right spots, it's fine. And they were.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't know if there is a purpose for just... Well, I don't know if they know what weapon he has, but if he's on a NiKo, well, he knows anyway. 1 to 5. FaZe back on the buy. They've got considerably limited grenade zones, so you may see a lot of aggression here. People getting shot through the smoke. Can't even see you shooting them at the moment. Flashes, smokes, Molotovs all over the place as both sides fight for the control of the A bomb sites.
Mousesports doing a bit better though, and even better still, chrisJ picking up a nice frag there towards the ladder. And now there's problems here for FaZe. Brain's gonna have to try to defend from a balance from 2 sides. Trying to get the nade out there because he feels the pressure. chrisJ's just still there. He's watching the flank though, which is very good at chrisJ, especially with the low HP that he has. And leaving it to his teammates to clear the immediate vicinity. 3 of them left at this point, but there's no nades really now remaining for the T side actually. Just 1 flash from chrisJ. So it might be potentially difficult to clear this spot, but maybe not. Denis and Next just walking out, able to take those headshots and make the frags that are required. And so far, it's a bit of a no-show here. FaZe really struggling on train so far, and nice little pop flash, very cute to play, but it won't amount to anything. There's no frags there. 5 people survived. Mousesports went 5 versus 5 versus 5 into the A site and came out with 5 alive.
I feel like Mousesports get initial map control in the early part of A, and then just wait for chrisJ to open up. Just hold angles with the AWP, wait for someone to move into it, and then start picking people off. And it seems he's going to be holding the Ivy push from deep into T-spawn on this occasion. I don't know why he would choose T-spawn as opposed to being a bit closer to the stairs, so he has options rather than being stuck either way. CT's moving through main on this occasion. Next trying to clear up field 2-4. Please take the 5th. Nice, clean anti-eco here for Mousesports, and we move on. FaZe on the buy again, and it's going to be a lot better this time. At the beginning of the previous buy they had, the nade situation was terrible. This time it's much better. Fox, though, has no Kevlar on his AWP. And, yeah, we have an argument that, you know, sometimes you don't need it. I think this one has some of the longest ranges, and unless he goes against another AWPer, some of the safer positions, so maybe less necessary here. He's over towards Ivy though, so can be susceptible to nades in that position, but there's nobody to throw them, as Mousesports are, for the most part, over towards B. Yeah,
and I think Janko actually mentioned some of the fake rounds that Mousesports can potentially run, unlike a team like G2 does prefer to go for the outside plays, most notably. So you might see one of those here. Might wait for that smoke grenade to dissipate, try to get a pick, maybe throw the nades in, fake the B, maybe send a player with it and rush back to Pop Dog. There's lots of possibilities, but they don't have Pop Dog just yet, so that might be somewhat of an issue considering that 2 players are playing close to the FaZe. So yeah, they're actually going to go for the. Looks like they're going for the fake here potentially, trying to get people down Pop Dog. But there's 2 players there for the CTs. Although actually one started to rotate, so maybe this will work. Out goes Mousesports.
Maget playing around the corner of the smoke. 2-man spray down for him. Fox coming in for the 3rd. kioShiMa working as well. So that's FaZe's 2nd round on the board. Very violent flurry of kills there in a space of a few seconds. Not looking out for Mousesports to the fake.
Yeah, they had the perfect counter setup. I mean, that's pretty amazing that only 1 player was required there. So it's interesting because Mousesports have had so much success, they're even around where Mousesports go outer and they kill 5 people without losing a single man. So they might just start going back to those A plays because maybe maybe faking, maybe keeping it simple instead is just better. We'll have to see how they interpret this, but this double up onto FaZe, that's dangerous for Mousesports.
Mousesports slowing things down all the way down. Speaking of down, chrisJ, is he willing to go further? He is. He's going to get smoked off. So going for some dirty picks on the Mousesports side. Not going to work out on that occasion. We've got a player close in the drop zone. It is, in ladder room, excuse me, or Pop Dog. It is very straightforward to go for a pop flash there. Although from his position, perhaps we can hit a grenade being primed, which is the one giveaway that there is when you're close. But nothing doing just yet. Mousesports going back to Old Faithful and waiting. Sometimes we've seen him with executes around 35 seconds. But here we have Next moving into Pop Dog on the 50-second mark, but he is going to get eliminated by jkaem. So disadvantage for Mousesports. How will they cope with the rest of this push? 40-second mark, and they're going to start their execute.
Here we go. Coming in, it's usually quite successful, but we've got the Orbs in tow this time for the FaZe side. aizy up top from the window, the quick snap coming down, but not landing on an opponent. The second one misses as well. That can't really happen. And it's Denis that's able to get all the way up the ladder to stop the 3rd shot from aizy. And now the bomb goes down. And again, almost a flawless outer, in fact, a flawless outer take from Mousesports. Going in with 4 men. 4 men still vertical at this point. Now just down to kioShiMa, Fox, and Rain, and a nice nade there onto Kio to make his life a little bit more difficult as his team goes in for the retake. And Kio just checking the relevant spots. Time is slowly running out. see some frags made here. Two actually, maybe a third there. Rain trying to get the spray in. Has to go for the reload. And the angle not quite found there as the danger was to drop out of the window. But it's going to be Spitty that closes it up. And that's another round for Mousesports, James. That out of bomb site seems golden for them. Golden.
So FaZe, their money is in an awkward, it could be a lot worse, but it's not great or even good by any means. So this is a very simple buy from them. And I think we've seen a lot of rounds where on their eco, FaZe have just gone for aggression in numbers somewhere. And I feel like if they continue to do it, maybe Mousesports will just sit and wait for them. But Mousesports moving quickly into the A site. At least with one player, NiKo retreating back to main. So there is a gun to be collected here by FaZe, if I'm not mistaken. But kioShiMa will be taken down towards the bomb site. And there's nobody else there, so Mousesports have made the right decisions. And this time, again, they're going to go for the default plants. NiKo is still left to lurk and clear things out here. But he will be on the rotation now. And indeed, Rain did pick up an AK in the A bomb site, so that's something that FaZe can get out of this. But this is looking pretty bad right now.
Oh yeah, it's looking completely awful. Mousesports are a team that can have really good CT sides as well. So FaZe in a lot of trouble. I mean, I think Ganku said that there's definitely notably a lack or less of a structure for a FaZe side when it comes to teams as well. And we can see that Mousesports drills have actually been providing them the rounds because they're getting these clean entries into the A side. And one of the things that gets you that is having a really drilled response where everybody knows where everyone's supposed to look, how the timing works, who throws what nades where, and you can't figure that out on the fly. That has to be something that's practiced behind the scenes in the practice server, and it does appear that Mousesports are having great success because of such a simple drilled play. And back on the buy on FaZe, see if their fates will change.
So again, we've got three Mousesports players moving over towards IV. This is somewhat similar to the pistol round where they decided to jump over and show the bomb. But on this occasion, I do believe chrisJ will be looking for the pick. So, okay, so we're going to have a run boost onto the other side. Surely his legs are going to show, though. Indeed, he will be spotted. So Fox knows what's up, and he will smoke them off the position. But he's going for the dirty pick. That is absolutely disgusting, glorious, beautiful. That's Fox. Yeah, off to a great start.
That's like, I know he's standing there, and he knows that I'm here. What if I, what if I just do it? What if I just do it?
It's almost like he's almost like a tip of the brain. It's like you can lower your guard because the smoke's coming in, and soon you'll be unable to, been shot in the face by Fox. Everything's safe now. The smoke is coming, and so is a bullet to the brain. So Mousesports, we're getting close to that 40-second mark where they start to get a bit more active. Almost like a turtle warming up in the sundown before they can start going for a walk.
Yeah.
And indeed, now we can see some activity from the Mousesports team.
Yeah, so it's got to be the A players again, man. With those 4 players left, they've had such successful A takes even. Though that said, they're going to go for some harassment into B, but the 2 players close. I think B's going to be a tough ask, and Rain's going to be there in front of the smoke, just spraying, just laying into them. Oh, last bullet, just a snap onto Denis's neck, and that's going to be the round for FaZe. So, again, B doesn't work. And this is the thing, right? I think maybe every A round has worked for Mousesports. I think everyone, If it ain't broke, James.
Don't fix it.
Indeed. Force a response, force a reaction.
Well, can their lesson be learned? Time shall tell. Ooh, Fox, is he lagging? I think Fox is, okay, he seems to be back now. I don't know, something weird happened there. Maybe he pressed the Windows key. Maybe.
Glitch in the Matrix, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe it is. Anyway, he seems to be back in control now. Maybe his antivirus was updating. Remember those days?
No.
Antivirus will update, everything crashes. Anyway, Mousesports with a nice pick there. Molotov coming in to try and stop the plant, and indeed it will delay it somewhat. There is a smoke though, and kioShiMa playing on the site itself. Can't take down Spitty. comes out by surprise. jkaem on the flank. He is going to win his duel with Nex and go straight for the flash towards lower. He's got two teammates. They can continue to run distraction here while the teammates charge in. aizy will go down, however, so it's a 2 versus 3 now. jkaem with the high ground, and it seems chrisJ doesn't know where to look. He's going to get taken down. Now jkaem can just go for the hero defuse here, and I think he's going to do it. The smoke's down, and Spitty, will he get there in time? Oh dear.
Did he run out of bullets? I think he did.
I don't know. That's a damn shame.
That's heinous, James.
He
It's
just
heinous.
ran way too far. I mean, you should be able to judge where the end of the train is based on the 2 pillar things coming up the train, but Spitty's trains are longer than the other trains are, Dan. And FaZe get a dirty round. A dirty round indeed. It's a grimy round, Dan.
Oh, it's down to Fox. Here, moving up to D-box. Aggressive with the orb. He wants to get in there.
Fox and jkaem. Love seeing that pairing get to work. jkaem's covering Fox's back. Got to be careful about the QQ there. Keep the gun out. chrisJ with a nice pop flash. jkaem surely would have heard it though. And he is not at risk just yet. So chrisJ, surely his AWP barrel will extend if he goes for the peak here. Surely he will go down.
Yeah, and that's what jkaem's counting on. He's going to... Oh, it doesn't extend because he starts looking at the position jkaem's sitting in. That is devious. Absolutely devious. Cunning stuff there. And oh my god. The execution style next is going to end Fox. And now it is time for aizy once again. Through the smoke he goes. It's in the... Oh, I mean, pop dog. Oh crap. Everyone's dead. Everyone's dead.
Mousesports thriving on the bedlam, on the anarchy, on the uncertainty of the smokes.
8 rounds, man. They're just too good for Mousesports against FaZe. Quit this B stuff. Just go G2 mode. Just go A every round. Get in there like G2.
Well, they've got one more round to do it every round, Dan, because we are into round 15 of the first half. And FaZe have 1 rifle and not much else. jkaem's the only man of a rifle. He's almost the only man of grenades as well. And he's the only man with a USP for what it's worth. So it's jkaem who would have to pop flash one of these players through if they wanted to take main. We should see some aggression coming in from these players because they're so weakly equipped. aizy tries, aizy fails. Minute 20 on the clock here, and Mousesports have a good 40 seconds before they may start to push. I do wonder if it's like if Mousesports haven't executed by 1 minute, is their timing going to be around 40 seconds, generally speaking? Because that could be if that's true. I have no idea if it is or not.
If it's true, it's abusable as hell.
Indeed, it is.
It's highly exploitable, and there are teams that Na'Vi used to be fairly exploitable in that way until they started to mix up their pace a little bit because of that.
Well, FaZe moving over towards the B-bomb site now.
Yeah, 40 seconds-ish. And Rain's in there with the Eagle. Gets a nice tag actually, and there's already a player down. kioShiMa gets a quick headshot with the Eagle as well. Maybe this is doable here for FaZe, although they are losing more members, and the bomb is now being planted, which might cue Rain to go for a peek. Oh, he gets some good damage again. Rain's still looking at the frags, and there's still a man advantage here for Mousesports, and make that 2. As jkaem is the last man standing. Pop flash himself through the smoke to get himself something done, but it's multiple players to deal with, and they now have spotted him. He has been fragged, well, he has been eliminated at least. Sent to the bench. And a good performance here from Mousesports. Those A rounds worked with resounding success in the tight spots where Mousesports really needed them to work. Gave them a bank. They never had an eco since that. And I mean, actually, you can see it in that 4-round stretch in the middle. That's when they were like, oh, if we go A every round, we just will win. We'll just win. And they won with 5 players alive and 4 players alive many times.
4 rounds for FaZe to break the CT economy of Mouse, but it starts with the pistol. And we know that Mousesports are a dab hand at pistol rounds. We'll see if they can continue their good fortune when it's their turn to defend. That should be coming up very shortly indeed. So I guess it's hard not to favour Mouse.
It is,
When they have a
yes.
7-round lead at half time.
Yeah, so you'd have to be a madman. Or Moses.
Yeah, I mean, it seems. I think maybe part of the problem lies on the A side for FaZe on FaZe's CT side, with their reaction to the smoke executes of Mousesports, because maybe it plays into the strengths of Mousesports on such a map such as Train. But really, how many choices do you have if you give up the whole thing? Then you're probably going to have a lot more issues post-plant. So perhaps the way of variance is the only way then. It's a complicated map.
Well, I mean, the thing as well is that, like, I think it goes for both teams. If you're a very prepared trained team, it can seem, I think there's a lot less chaos in many ways to the eyes of the viewers when you're like looking at 10 players going absolutely mental, trying to figure out, okay, who's standing where, and okay, my teammate died and he covers this position, so now I have to look at this position, and oh no, I have to worry about this position. Oh, I'm dead. You know, that kind of chaos. If you've got a team that's very well drilled against a team that's maybe not so well drilled, I think it's a kind of a stark difference actually, and I think to some extent we saw that. We saw that with Mousesports and FaZe in this instance. FaZe clearly not as comfortable, as drilled as their opposition, so it's going to be interesting to see whether there can be a recovery. I mean, as Janko said, I mean, and you know, FaZe are going to be less structured team. I mean, we saw Mousesports there. They tried to run their fakes. They tried to run their B rounds. I mean, okay, nothing else much worked other than the A rounds, but we know that they can do all that. That tells us that they are a team that can play a train, you know, on the T side. FaZe, I'm not sure what encourages me for them, except the fact that they raw skill-wise, they're sick.
Yeah, I know, but it's just a difficult map in general.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, Mousesports seem to have a good idea, at least towards the A-bomb site, and how to create anarchy and thrive in said anarchy. But again, it is their turn to defend, which they will be doing soon. There's a bit of an extended pause here for reasons unknown, but hopefully...
This card is interestingly sized, James. I want to expand it.
It is actually, considering...
It
makes us look humongous.
It's quite cute. It's a cute size of card.
But
we need a manly, beefy card, James.
Yeah, but the interesting thing is you kind of learn about production and things when you see those class cards and like, oh, I need a card that's like double the size.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a tiny card, isn't it? So if you think about it, most cards I would say are like this size,
Yeah.
which is basically double the size. So we shall get larger cards.
All right.
While there are small cards, perhaps it's coincidence, Dan, that now you're hosting while there are small cards.
What is that?
Maybe when there are big cards, Dan, I'll be hosting again. So you are subject to the small cards, but not me.
All right. Well, we're back into the game now. So
You look like a man who uses small cards, Dan.
I look like a man who enjoys a small card. So back into this one, and as we kind of summed up, it's hard to see FaZe coming back into this one. They are up against it, James. They're on an island, and they're slowly dying of dehydration. And there's no way to purify the water. There's only salt water. What do?
Die. In that sense, in that case. Oh, I don't know. Horrible things happen, Dan.
They found a cactus, perhaps. Is there a chance to plant? Looks like they'll get the plant at the very least.
Yeah, but the personnel, Dan, is running low. There's no one in the cafeteria, and all the food's getting cold. They're all down. Not a single frag. Not a single frag.
But they got the bomb down. They got the bomb down, which means AK's in the third round, which is the 18th round in this case. Jay. AK-47s in the 18th round. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this?
Well, let's see how much money they're willing to spend in this particular round. It is going to be some P250s, both Fox and aizy not buying up any pistols whatsoever. So let's see if they can get a second bomb plant. They're moving quickly towards... I thought they were moving quickly towards B. And looking at the setup for the CT here, they were pretty much guaranteed a bomb plant should they have gone B. But in fact, they've gone away, and it's going to be considerably harder. I mean, there's almost no safe place to plant the bomb in this situation, apart from, well, that's not really safe. I'm just going to talk through this. Because bearing in mind, you're probably going to have an Ivy player. I think it's quite hard to plant the bomb on A with no grenades, because you're going to have somebody connector, you're going to have somebody Ivy. No nades, how do you plant the bomb there? Over towards B, still hard. You kind of go funnel when you go into the bomb site. So it's still difficult, but probably a little bit easier. So I think they were quite fortunate to get the bomb down, especially when there was a CT on the high ground. Only 3 of the players had P50s, and yet they killed 2 people. So FaZe did a lot with very, very little in that round. And now they've got that chunky buy where Fox goes straight to the AWP, 59-50 in the bank.
So it's time then. Or is it time for the comeback here for FaZe? Can they get the opening pick? I would expect them to play a slow round here to try to... Because, I mean, a significant advantage that they have, well, we'll have to see how significant it ends up being. But, you know, it is Fox, they will not all, but they've got to hold stone because we have Rain rushing in there towards squad, but pretty much by himself. He's leaving the charge quite heavily. They seem to get shot in the back. chrisJ is in position. aizy, though, from the top of the train, able to frag back onto Chris, and now it's down to the remaining players of FaZe there. We've got aizy able to take down Denis. Both players coming from Bardolph. This is not a good look here if you are the Mousesports side. Although Fiey's able to get 2 frags there. He's got a one-on-one. He's actually got a favourable situation because the bomb is down. He's got more health. The only issue is that in this kind of a spot, it would have been super cool to see Spitty just go straight up the ladder and then just go to a teammate. That would have been amazing to see. But he's actually going to hang out by Pop Dog, which is the predictable play. Despite kioShiMa expecting it, getting some shots off, he does not find the connection with the head. And Spitty clutches it, James. He clutches the round. 3 kills in quick succession. And then Mousesports, they're now on 14, 2 away.
Spitty's gone huge for his team, and that's the perfect time to do it. Mousesports looking strong. Now it's FaZe's turn. FaZe had this situation on map 2, where it was definitely a mountain that had to be climbed with very little water in the satchel dam. And FaZe will have to do the same. They'll have to cut open the horse stand, sleep in the stomach. Over the camel, I think it's the camel down. I don't watch that much Bear Grylls. Anyway, FaZe charging onto the side here, but they're getting cut to pieces by Denis and NiKo. Denis with 3 kills so far. If someone wants to find kioShiMa, NiKo will be his victim. But Candyman will be set on fire.
So it seems like this is looking more and more impossible here for FaZe. It's such a long way back at the moment, and they can't make a single mistake. And they have a very, very, very awkward buy. There's a lot of nades, so that, I mean, they can go for a set piece. Did they go A? Did they go B? I mean, there's no real surefire answer for them. They just have to hope for the best, try to execute as well as they can, and hope that they're able to hit their shots, because Mousesports are going to have some good counter grenades to try to stagger the push coming in, try to make it less effective, try to play against the nades that will be thrown by the T side. And then, when all is said and done, they're left with a weapon disadvantage. Quite a significant one. We've got 2 AWPs here, chrisJ and NiKo, no less. But they're getting ready, James, for the time of their life.
Wow. They're going to Ibiza. Or are they trying to defend the A-bomb site? We have some Molotovs coming in. But there's no commitment from FaZe here. Mousesports are deploying their nades, but they still have a reasonable amount left in the hole. But all the Molotovs are flying through. FaZe have waited patiently and taken basically no damage. And now it seems the FaZe push is going to start to slowly stream in. Denis a little bit exposed here to multiple directions. Maybe with a nice pop flash there, but not going to take down Denis. Denis going to be taken down by Fox instead. Molotovs on the site now. It's the team's turn to fire in Molotovs. The Nex is stuck, doesn't know where to go. Fox charging through the flames here to take players down. Rain on the train itself. This is madness at the moment. It could go either way. Nex on the train goes down. Now we're down to a 1 versus 2. Spitty again needs a clutch for his team to take the map here. Can he do it?
Spitty has been in an insanely large amount of 1 versus X's at the end of a round. On bus 2, it's not like every round on the T side, but here he goes against 2 players here by himself on train. A retake on A. This is super hard, and that's one of the reasons why. You just, where do you look? What spots do you check? You're gonna take the gambles, and you're gonna lose pretty hard most of the time. 15-5 for Mousesports. They are on match point, and they might be for quite some time as their money starts to dwindle. It dwindles, James. It dwindles. That's the dwindle bell.
It's the dwindle bell.
It's dwindling.
Nice. much dwindling to be had in this economy. P250's out for the CTs. And
excuse me?
death cometh.
Excuse me, he what?
Excuse me, you what? Kind regards, Daniel Kapadia.
Are you mugging me off?
You mug.
You mug.
The red phone is behind NiKo. There is a red phone on this map. I believe. Actually, we'll see. I think when this round ends,
you get a call from
if
G-Man on there.
if observer presses minus on the number pad, it will present Dan the red phone. But it'll be grey until the round begins, and then it will turn red. I would like to witness this.
Our observer is Siggy, by the way. He's a peak. Why are you corroborating this game?
Quite soldier. Look at that! Look at that form. It's gonna go grey though. All the life has been sucked out of it, Dan. All the life maybe sucked out of FaZe.
Imagine if it just rang one day. That'd be great. But who would pick it up? That's the problem. You can't E to pick it up or something. It would just ring and then you'd just be missed call.
That is the premium way to start a round. Glorious colour, fading in. It's like Resurrection, Dan. It's like a Phoenix down in Final Fantasy. Everything's coming back to life.
Now we have just pistols here for Mousesports, but they are beefy pistols, James. Otherwise known as
Dan, Rain is behind enemy line, and he's going to get himself 2 frags. chrisJ is soon to die, I am sure. Or am I? I'm not sure anymore. No, I'm sure, because he's dead. Past tense. Ooh, Denis. Does he dare jump? He does. But will he be detected? He won't. Fox has the bomb. And it's smartly not going for the plant yet because he has nobody covering him. He's going to rotate towards the A site, but he'll be unable to do so. kioShiMa, though, will render the need unnecessary by finishing off the round. So Mousesports back on the bye, 8 rounds ahead of FaZe. Because 7 plus 8, Dan, is indeed 15.
Are you sure?
Don't make me doubt myself, Dan, when I'm doing maths on stream.
It's pretty scary when people do that. All right, the double up back here for Mousesports, again, on match point, and we have a full setup here for FaZe as well. How are they choosing to play it, though? They have a pretty passive setup going into this round, and there's not much really to speak of in the early stages. FaZe just waiting. Honestly, FaZe are, at this point, praying that Mousesports go aggressive or do something that allows them, like some mistake that allows them to get an easy advantage. But that's not going to be the case. Mousesports are playing a disciplined round at the moment, just holding their positions at the moment. We had 2 on A, pretty much on the A side itself, in a more forward position. So if the execute comes with smokes, they can actually be in front of those smokes, and they can cut down the T's as they run through the choke points. And they got, of course, chrisJ further back watching Ali. But he also has the ability to help his teammates, because often on these A plays, you actually don't get people coming through Ali. So chrisJ puts himself in the spot where he can be useful to his teammates who are closer towards T-main and Pop Dog. So overall, this is a pretty nice setup there for Mousesports. They are playing it super safe with 1 on connector as well towards B and 1 defensive on B. I really like that setup. But it's just a case of waiting at this point. FaZe have killed enough time, James. Even more than Mousesports would. And now they're going to go for what looks like a fake into the B-bomb sites. Initially thrown to Nathan, and now they go for the play.
Well, what is the response from Mouse? We've got a nice Molotov jump drops, but it's not going to work out. Everyone's dying on A. Mostly the CTs, although chrisJ and NiKo have something to say about it. chrisJ charging forward, turning his off into a shotgun. Can't get a frag onto aizy, though. Now he's looking for a trade frag as down goes the bomb with jkaem. Now it's NiKo versus 2. Not making. Well, he's going for a bit of KZ Dan, but this is in fact a DE map, and FaZe will take another round.
He's doing happy mode, except happy doesn't usually press jump actually. But he
was looking at the floor, Dan. He was looking at the floor. So Mousesports are probably on max loss bonus, surely by this point. Pistols.
If they allow FaZe to come back, James, I might have to fly to Germany
And get a bratwurst?
And get some currywurst, actually.
What about
I'd
bratwurst?
actually get some currywurst.
What about the bratwurst and the currywurst then? What about both?
Do that. Depends how long on stage. How hungry I am.
I mean, just both at the same time.
Oh, I don't want to do that.
Clearly not as hungry as I am then. Ooh, well, this is a problem now for the T side because 2 AKs have been picked up from Mousesports and there's only 2 FaZe players left. Is this the way that FaZe lose the match? Is it the way? Fox has been spotted. aizy needs to clean up now. That's 1. 2 more to find. They've got lots of time to do it. That Molotov will be very helpful. That will allow aizy to focus on other areas. NiKo is the last man standing. That is worst case scenario for FaZe. Fox is into a village position and aizy is going to crack skulls. That was scary for FaZe, but they survived. Mousesports, some nice kills, a bit of bonus money, back on the buy.
Back on the buy indeed. Yeah, quite scary. But again, it doesn't really matter too much in the grand scheme of things. As long as they just win the rounds, nothing else matters. But Mousesports back on that double AWP, we'll probably just see them do exactly the same thing, just sit in exactly the same setup. I mean, why not? They have so many chances. I mean, okay, sure, they could try to take a risk, but ooh, actually a missed shot there coming out of NiKo. Speedy's going to try to take advantage. He's going to get tagged down, in fact, just straight up shot in the torso by Fox. So lots of trading going on here, and it's going to be Mousesports having to basically go for rotation, but there's actually a player in a yard, and he's going to take down Denis easily, so just dismantled at all points, and all of a sudden it's a 15-10, so
I can only assume, Dan, we have the tactical pause coming in for Mousesports because they are getting repeatedly fully wrecked.
Yeah, maybe they're all out for a currywurst as well. They're pretty good. But yeah, I mean, this is problematic. It's beginning to get problematic. Because again, Mousesports are in a position where they don't have to take risks. I mean, they can, but I feel like that point was, if you wanted to go for that alley push with the AWP or something, that was a few rounds ago. I feel like now you want to maximize the amount of buy rounds you play against your opponent, and you want to play good setups. And you don't need to take huge risks. It's probably one of the better ways to play it. Because the thing is, if you start to take risks, I think it can play quite poorly psychologically on the CT side as well. And it is train after all. FaZe are not going to be running fakes at you. It's very unlikely FaZe are going to start running fakes on you. So you don't need to play a complicated setup or anything like that.
6 rounds in a row for FaZe. 5 more rounds to obtain, to grab, to steal, to take by force, Dan.
To accrue.
To accrue. To accrue with the crew.
Amounts to acquire.
The pillage. 5 seconds before things continue. So, Mousesports, what do you have in the bag? Do you even have a bag?
I think the bag's long gone at this point. I think it was stolen by FaZe.
It's full of holes.
The swag bag is gone.
The bag is now satchel.
The bag is
kioShiMa. That is a disgusting peak, although it isn't. Oh! Please! 2 flashes, 2 guns there. 1 flash required from the T's to stop such a play from happening. You put a flash there, standard stuff, especially on an anti-eco. FaZe, can they hold? This is a problem now because they've got 2 AWPs versus 2 AKs. This is one of the better maps to have 2 AWPs though, while you're trying to hold the site because of said channels. So this can definitely still work for FaZe.
I mean, NiKo's got a kit and a Kevlar as well. And there's a Kevlar on Spitty too, so this is actually a massive problem. But it is an A retake, so in of itself is tough. But what is that? chrisJ, he's going to find himself a frag with that CZ. He can pick up the gun as well, and he's got an AK now. So everybody has AKs here. This is a little bit scary. In goes kio, down goes kio. Oh my god, the firing squad is out, and the defuse will come in. NiKo has the kit. There's the GG. Again, we're seeing the map lost. I mean, Mousesports, the funny thing is that Mousesports took a tactical, right? And a lot of teams do that, like the round before they go into buy and actually execute their plan. Mousesports don't even get to that round. They just win with pistols. So brilliant. So 16-10, that means Mousesports will be playing against Fnatic. That means FaZe will be playing against NIP. And we have Janko back on the desk here. Janko, that was a pretty insane match. I mean, obviously, only the first half is really relevant here. So what the hell happened for FaZe? Why couldn't they Why couldn't they hold at all?
I'm not really sure. At first, I think that they were outplayed by Mouse in a sense that Mouse has two different outside rush. I mean, one is a straight up rush and the other is like a really fast push. So at first they were defeated by the rush, they were beaten by the rush. And then when they tried to adjust to it by moving forward, then that push, or that was a bit delayed, kind of caught them off guard as well. It's slightly adjusted, but to be honest, I would have to rewatch the demo to see what is it that exactly Mouse does, what their strat looks like, because even the game we had the other day on Train against Dignitas and this one today, both teams have struggled to defend it. So maybe they discovered some new flashes, maybe they're just being more productive with their grenades, but it seems to be very effective for them. And as you mentioned in the cast, they have tried to go for their B fakes, B executes as well. Didn't work for them, but they won so many rounds just going for that outside bomb side that in the end it wasn't really that relevant towards the game. And especially after winning second pistol and getting to 15 rounds that early, you always have that effect of thinking that the game is already over because you have such a big lead. But then you start losing rounds and you realize, oh wait, we still need to win that one round.
We still have to play Counter-Strike, guys.
Yes, and of course that it's going to happen with the pistols on a NiKo. So you live by the sword, then you die by the sword.
Absolutely. All right, well, let's take a quick look at the playoff bracket then, now that we've played both best of threes here. And as you guys can see, Fnatic will be playing against Mousesports there. NIP will be against FaZe. And of course, these teams are playing for LAN spots, for the 2 LAN spots to join Luminosity, who are confirmed from North America because they won all their matches, and Astralis from Europe, as well as G2 from Europe. So already pretty awesome field of teams, and you can get your tickets at wembley.csgoleague.com. And well, I mean, looking at what we have up right now on the playoff brackets, you know, how do you think this is going to go? Because NIP against the likes of FaZe, I feel like that's pretty doable for NIP, but NIP in the last couple of days, they haven't seemed quite on.
James?
Yeah, James.
I want to give you a chance now because you said
that's a good point.
When Janko talks first. I have nothing to say.
I think
what do you
NIP,
think?
I don't know. I'm not sold on either team being very strong or having a strong advantage going into that one. The way NIP have been playing recently, not having the greatest of success. But I mean, I don't know if Threat was necessarily there for the previous match. That was a problem. Obviously, he was sick on the previous day. I don't know if he was there and not there, or if he was, I mean, not shown, or if he was sick again. I don't know. But I mean, if Threat's there, then they should be stronger. But I don't really favour either side in a short vacuum of this week on that match tomorrow.
I think it's a really cool stylistic clash. I mean, you've got essentially what should be the more disciplined strategic team and tactical team that is NIP when they're playing as we know them to play under Threat, and then you've got FaZe, who, as we saw here, they can go huge sometimes. Individually, it's an amazing fight. But you do expect the strategic team to win.
I would favor NIP, yes, because in their most recent matchup in the ECS, as we briefly touched upon it, NIP lost all the pistol rounds. And even the maps they lost against FaZe, they were pretty close. So I'm not really expecting that to happen again. And also NIP today seemed to be a bit on tilt at times. They really weren't playing like themselves. So I would expect in the game, now in the elimination game, when it's, you know, if you lose, you're out, I would expect them to get their act together, so to speak, and really show up. And if that's the case, they should have the upper hand against FaZe.
So what about like Fnatic and Mousesports? You know, who are we liking here? Because Fnatic looked damn strong today, I'm not going to lie.
I think Fnatic have too many players on their team which are just stronger.
They got too many
than
beasts.
Mousesports. Like people, when you got people like Denis, then you have the capability to double up, and he's just so sick at shooting people in the head. Yes, NiKo is as well, but I mean, I think Fnatic are just a strong unit, and we see, like Janko's been pointing out, that Mousesports have repeatedly been making loads of mistakes, playing too passively. If they do that against Fnatic, they're going to get wrecked. But if they try and hold aggressively against Fnatic, I just don't see how you favour Mousesports in a certain situation against Fnatic.
I don't think you can favor Mousesports, but I certainly think they have their chances in a sense that, for one, they've historically, when they were playing against, I mean, in recent history, when they played against Fnatic, it was always close games. They even managed to beat them on several occasions. Mostly, if not all of the games were actually online. But besides that, Mousesports is a team that always plays better against teams that are objectively stronger than them, right? Because then they don't feel the pressure. Their individual players maybe are more relaxed. So I think they have their chances, and as well, looking at the maps that are maybe going to be in play, I guess that Train might be the third map in that matchup as well. If maybe even Mousesports decides to pick it, seeing how good they were on it recently. So I would, if it comes to Train, I would give that map to Mousesports, maybe even against Fnatic. So depending on the other two maps, it will, in my opinion, whoever gets those maps will win the best of 3.
Cool. Well,
it's been a
we
long
have those. Yeah, that's indeed. And there's going to be fun matches to play. For still a bunch of best of 3s to go, but not too far away. And I was actually mistaken previously. I was saying £15 for the cheapest Wembley tickets. They're actually £12.99. So I just told a massive lie.
Boom.
Or maybe I could just say they're discounted now. I don't know. Could I try to pass it off? But I won't.
Let it go, Dan.
I won't do it. I'm going to let it go. And
$12.99 to see the great DDK in person.
It is time,
I think
guys.
That's a good bargain for every female out there.
This is why I was trying to cut you off, because I just don't let you talk, because I don't know what's going to happen. You're going to find a way to gang up on me somehow. So the quicker I close the show, the better. So we will end the show as usual with the cross. I'm going to have to look at my little
Corsair Rapid Fire Play of the Week.
See, this should be your job, James. You've got that authority, the baritone voice.
This is your last week holding the card stand.
It's obvious.
We will have larger cards, and I shall take control once again.
In this duo, it's obvious who has the brains.
Okay, well.
And who has the looks.
I have to end the roasting right now. All right, guys. So again, reminder to check out the Score Esports. If you missed any action, if you're just looking for any news, stats, articles, or whatever you're looking for esports-wise, check it out on your respective app store, whether it be Google Play or the iOS App Store. You can find more information there and the beautiful app. And it is all from me, James, and Janko. For now, we'll leave you with the Corsair Rapid Fire Plays. I'll see you next time.